It's National Women's Health Week if you are listening to this live. And baby, let me just tell you, over the next 5 days, we are about to talk all things related to you and your health. Hey friend, and welcome to Perfect Periods, the place where we discuss how to navigate different periods of life while perfecting our actual period. What, like it's hard? I'm your host, fertility awareness educator, Barry on Barry, but you can call me Barry. Here, you'll be educated, equipped, and empowered with all the tools, knowledge, and resources you need to master your cycle so you can master your life. Now grab your favorite beverage and maybe a notebook, and let's dive right on in. One thing about me is I love National Women's Health Week, and that's because I get to really just do what I do best, and that's really educate, equip, and empower you with information about your body. And baby, let me just say this. This week we are doing National Women's Health Week way different than we've done the last 3 years. So here's what you can expect. Every single morning, there's going to be a new podcast episode from me about different aspects of your health as a woman. And what I want you to do is share it with your friends. And if you share it with your friends, that's doing us all a solid because the girls need to know about their vaginal scent and how to improve it. The girls need to know that they don't have to get rid of all of their favorite foods if they're trying to balance their hormones. The girlies certainly need to know that, like, at the center of, well, this life that we're living is their health, their well-being. Quite literally, we're at the center. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and just talk about how you're going to get the most out of this week. So first and foremost, paying attention to the podcast episodes. And I've gone ahead and structured the episodes in a way that makes it make sense. So first, we're going to be talking about what a specific thing is, why it's relevant to your health, and then hot tips for improvement. Okay? That's it. I'm not going to make these episodes really long. I will scratch the surface, but also make you feel really good about it. But if you do want to know more about these topics, make sure you apply for my one-on-one program because this is literally the place where we delve into all of the details of all of the things. And the fun thing this year, I've decided that I want to structure these episodes based off of my program so you can actually understand what you're getting into. So with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so everything starts as a woman, the basis of your health starts with something called the vaginal microbiome. And I feel like a lot of people don't know what the vaginal microbiome is, perhaps why it's relevant to them, and so on and so forth. So I want to touch on this very quickly because a lot of people will jump straight to like trying to improve their hormonal health and not even understand that they need to be improving their vaginal health. Or they'll go straight to, I'm trying to work on my gut, and fixing their gut is good. Obviously, you know this, but you need to fix the vaginal microbiome because that's the basis of your health as a woman, not your gut health. Okay, I said what I said and I meant it. So, what is the vaginal microbiome? It is a community of trillions of microbes that live in your vagina, in your vaginal canal. The microbes include bacteria, which is actually good bacteria for the most part, right? Certain bacteria in the vagina actually keep it healthy. But when there is an overgrowth of certain bacteria or an imbalance of literally any kind, it can throw off the pH. And throwing off the pH can lead to discomfort, the itching, and odor, or vaginal infections. And so the vaginal microbiome is a part of an ecosystem that is essentially your body. Okay? Any imbalances with the vaginal microbiome can have an impact on the rest of your health. So you have to keep this environment in balance, okay? That is what it is and why it's relevant. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I like this. I want to know more about it. How can I support it? So I want to share with you something I actually did last year around this time. I actually got my vaginal microbiome tested so I could understand more about myself. And one of the things that came back is that I have a very healthy vaginal flora. I was not surprised by this by any means, but I want to share with you what the test was like because it's just one of those things that you might be looking into. Like if you have tried all of the things to get rid of UTIs or bacterial vaginosis, or you've tried all of the things to like help you like really balance your hormones, you've done the cleanses and all of that, and you're not getting anywhere, it's because we probably need to go ahead and cleanse and protect that vaginal microbiome, right? So when I took the test, essentially what I did was I took a Q-tip and I swabbed the vaginal canal. Listen, if you've ever gone for your yearly exam, you know what I'm talking about. You take a Q-tip and you wash your hands, you take a Q-tip, you insert and you swab, and like you you kind of scrape for about 10 seconds and then you pop it into, I forgot what the little thing was, like a vial, and then you ship it off, and that's it. And then they will send you a report back. And basically, this report will tell you more about your own bacteria and like what's good versus what's not great. And my test results came back with like a 98% positive bacteria balance. And I was not surprised at all, but it also helped me understand why I've never had a yeast infection or a UTI or bacterial vaginosis or anything like that. And so I think if you are somebody who's chronically dealing with these things, you definitely would want to get this tested. I'll leave it linked down in the show notes for you. Now, if you are somebody who's like, listen, sis, I know my flora is off. What do I do about it? There are 3 things I highly recommend that you do starting today. Number 1, I want you to start adding celery juice into your morning routine for the next 14 to 21 days. From there, you want to make sure you order the urinary tract support supplement from Semaine. It is designed to help you cleanse and also to protect the vaginal microbiome as well as your urinary tract, okay? And you have to remember, like, we have 3 holes that we're dealing with, so it is really important for us to cleanse all of us, okay? And to protect it. The final recommendation is to consider consuming more watermelon if you do not have, obviously, an allergy to it. So let me explain why I'm making these recommendations. First and foremost, celery juice can travel to the kidneys and down through the rest of your urinary tract. And it has a very powerful sodium cluster of salt that acts as a detergent along the way. So it basically just starts to cleanse everything, right? It's essentially binding the things that don't need to be in the system and like trying to get it out of the system. And another reason why I really recommend it is because a lot of people who are dealing with yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis or UTIs are often dealing with other things such as like hormonal acne, right? So again, we're doing these things to just support the body in cleansing. Now, when it comes to taking the urinary tract support supplement from Semaine, the main reason I'm recommending it is for the 2 ingredients of the cranberry phytosome, okay? It literally is designed to clear the bacteria in the bladder. And then it has hibiscus, which is designed to boost your immunity and flushing the bladder. Now, you guys know, like, I feel like people always say this, and I just never understood why until I started studying the cranberry more. But like whenever girls in movies get UTIs, they're like, oh, you just need some cranberry juice, or like they have like their cranberry cocktail, and it's like, no, that's not what you actually need. What you're looking for is the actual polyphenol in the cranberry phytosome, right, to help clear the bacteria out of the bladder altogether. Now, the last thing I recommended was watermelon. And the reason I'm recommending this is because I have been doing some deep study recently about targeting and really supporting other aspects of your health as a woman that are more important than just your gut, right? And I say this with love, but it's just like, again, the basis of your health is your vaginal microbiome. You need to be targeting the vaginal microbiome as well as the gut. You need to be supporting your liver and your kidneys as well as your intestines, right? And so I was like, what is like one fruit that really is perfect for summertime and also is really supporting your different systems in the body, right? Like, I'm so over just doing like, oh, we're just going to target this or just target that. And it's just like, no, we have to really enhance our hormonal health, the vaginal health, support the immune system, and aid the liver in detoxification, right? And the one thing that is known to do this is actually watermelon. And listen, I'm not saying you have to do just this and only this. What I'm saying is, first, for those of you who are dealing with chronic bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, UTIs, I want you guys to add celery juice into your routine for the next 14 to 21 days, and that's simply to help clear the system. After that, I don't care if you're drinking celery juice, frankly. The reason I'm suggesting that you start taking the urinary tract support supplement from Semaine is because I understand it's just important to always cleanse the body, but more importantly, to protect the pH balance that is already there. And once you've cleansed and now you're protecting, you're doing what you need to do, right? So that's just like a daily maintenance. And lastly, the watermelon juice simply is just because one is watermelon season, okay? But two, I want us all to realize that there's more to health than just gut health, okay? There really is. And when it comes to your hormonal health, we have to target multiple systems, not just what we think we need to do, but what we actually need to be doing. So I hope that today's episode has been supportive to you. I will leave resources in the show notes. So in the show notes, you are going to have a link for the Awesome Woman test that I took. You will also have the link to the urinary tract support supplement from my friends at Semaine. And then I'll also leave you the link to the video I did all about watermelon juice. And y'all will see me make it. I literally made it in a NutriBullet. I didn't even pull out my juicer. So it is like 100% possible for you to do this. I also want to go ahead and let you guys know that pre-order is still open for our productivity planners. I'm so excited. This is the last week to be able to pre-order them, and then we're shutting it down. Okay, that was like limited edition, one time only type thing. So if you got it, great. And if you didn't, that's okay. And last but certainly not least, okay, actually there's two more things. One, if you have been wanting to learn more about like getting off of birth control or practicing cycle syncing, the Flow Collective is a new product essentially of all of my teachings over the past few years about how to do everything pretty much in sync with your cycle, how to implement the fertility awareness-based methods, how to work with your cycle. The Flow Collective is what I'm calling this little thing. You can now shop that, okay? You can pre-enroll for $197, and then that is going to go away on Friday. I'm letting you know now, early enrollment goes away on Friday. If you're listening to this live, early enrollment goes away on May 19th. So if you want to learn how to do certain things and you want to do it by yourself, like you don't want to be coached, you just want to follow directions, get inside the Flow Collective, okay? It's really, honestly, the portal is cute. Like, I mean, you guys, what do you expect? Like, you expect nothing less but aesthetics from me, right? The portal is really cute, but it's also super structured. If you are somebody who enrolled in the workflow workshop series, you are automatically getting added into this. So please do not worry. Like, there's an email coming to you later this week, automatically like adding you into this. Now, I'm done. That's today's episode, all things vaginal microbiome. Now, if you could be a doll and share this with your besties, I would so appreciate it. And as always, love you, mean it. Hey friend, if you enjoyed today's episode, can you do me a solid and leave a rating and review? And if you have some friends going through a different period of life where they want a little bit more peace, or perhaps they just want a better period, make sure you share this with them, because here we're all about having a period and a life, an enjoyable one at that. As always, I'm sending big love and flowy vibes.